Sometimes a seemingly good relationship just start having issues, developing issues, and no one wants to own up to the blames. The lady would say, it wasn't my fault. I am a lady. I don't want to feel so cheap. The guy would say, I am a man. I don't want to bring myself too low. I'll tell you something. There are 3 stages in relationship. The first stage is the beginning, where you fall over heels with a person. You want to spend time with a person. You want to do, you want to share moments. You want to go out. You want to have your fun. You just want to see the person. A missed call from the person triggers some butterflies in your belly, and that's because you barely know the person. You share moments, you send text messages, and so on. That's the first stage. Then comes the second stage, the stage of beginning to know your partner flaws. After that, after the end of the first stage, you begin to see, you move into the second stage where you really now know him, you visited him, you guys are bonded, you begin to see some flaws. The man sees some flaws in the lady begins to see some flaws in the man, and little quarrels begin to set in, and you're beginning to wonder, how did this happen? Why are we quarreling and stuff like that? Things that naturally would not trigger quarrel begins to trigger quarrel. I want to address the second stage. This is the stage where you really have to be very careful. Relationship has to do with 2 different people from 2 different families, 2 different backgrounds, 2 different life experiences coming together to bond, to love, to nurture. You don't expect him, you don't expect her to be perfect for you just yet, because there are so many things she must have been doing that nobody queries, that she doesn't see it as a wrong thing. There are so many lifestyle he must have been living that nobody queries. Now, when you expect him to be that perfect person for you, when you expect her to be that perfect person for you, it comes with a lot of discussion, a lot of communication. This is what I will tell you. When little things begin to trigger quarrel, find time during the second stage. How would you know you're in the second stage? When you guys started, he misses your call. He doesn't call back in 30 minutes, and he calls back. You are always rushing to pick the call. Oh, babe, you missed my call. Where were you? Were you busy? Then to the second stage, he misses your call and he doesn't call back in 30 minutes. And when he returns the call, you don't pick. You're expecting him to call the second time and the third time. When he calls, you're like, are you just seeing my call? Now, I will tell you why that is happening. That's because you are open now. You love him. He loves you. So there are some things you expect him to do that he might not do. Not because he doesn't want to do it, but because he probably was indisposed, busy. The same energy you used in being patient with him or her when the relationship started is the same energy you should use. Sometimes it is not all the time we should show him our emotions. Be patient with him. Babe, when I call you and you are busy, send me a message. It gives me that sense of worth. Babe, when I do this and you feel offended, tell me rather than keep it in mind. It's going to be challenging, but trust me, with understanding, with communication, you all would survive. And if, trust me, it's a tempting stage, that's where you should not begin to compare. My ex wasn't like this. If I do this, my ex did not see mistake in this. Do not ever bring comparison to your relationships. I repeat, comparison falters relationship. Comparison destroys relationship. Work it out. Talk to him about it. It's not going to go off your head. In your mind, you might compare, but don't say it out. Knock it off. We are humans. We are not gonna act like it's not gonna be there. Okay, my ex, when I do things like she doesn't, okay, maybe she's, because they are different people. They bear different name. They exhibit different traits. They don't they don't come from the same mother. Even if they were, you wouldn't even be in a relationship with two ladies that come from the same mother. But you should know that different people with different perception to life. And I'll tell you, a lot of us go through, some ladies go through different things in previous relationship. So a spark, a reminder of what you've been through in their relationship, in the previous relationship, might lead to withdrawal or stuff like that. So don't expect perfection. Talk it out. First thing first, whenever you discover something you don't like in your partner, don't say, okay, we are just starting, I don't want to be. Call his attention to it, babe. When you do things like this is how it makes me feel. Please, could you not do it? He would express himself. He would tell you, you guys will work it out. Don't say, okay, we are just starting, I don't want to, because the truth is, whatever you tolerate in the beginning of relationships, be ready to tolerate all through the relationship. Because what you don't complain about, your girlfriend is a type that goes out, you know, she's a free type, she party with the girls, and you're a reserved person. You don't like your woman going out. Babe, I'm not stopping you from going out with friends, but don't let it, not all the time. This is the kind of person I am. Women are wired to respect men that tell them things. If you want to do the, don't do it with respect. Don't make it look like you are ordering her, you are commanding her. Make it look like you are requesting. I'll tell you one funny thing about women. They are special beings. A woman would do something and knows you don't like it. Because you've not complained about it, she would act like she doesn't know this thing doesn't please you. But the moment you bring it up and tell her, oh babe, this thing and this thing is what I don't like, please, could you adjust? With time, you'll see she would adjust without you even knowing. Over time, you realize you know. Now, when you cross the second stage, the third stage is a stage of building together. That's when you see that you've understood yourself. You get angry, you know, let him be angry, you know, he would come back, and you definitely would come back because you've understood yourself, you've talked things over. Most relationships do not cross the second stage. I don't want it to, this is it, no, you cannot tolerate this was not how we started. It is not how you started, because you were all head over heels over yourself and you didn't align certain things. Relationship comes in stages. The first stage, the merriment stage. The second stage, the understanding and the turbulent stage. Then the third stage is the stage where you begin to outline your plans. You plan together. Be very open to your woman. Be very open to your lover. Let him know the things you want. You put heads together, build together, and you would see that things would go well. Have a wonderful day, and see you in our next episode.